Heyo, Luckies. Welcome back to Luck Management. I'm your host, Carter Loesch, and today we got a super special solo episode. We are back and better than ever, and I have so many different topics to talk to you about, from moving back home to Charlotte, what, to what's going on in the presidency, what's going on in global politics in the war, how Lolo is doing as she comes up right here, how some of the things that I've been working on, what's going on with Lent, what's going on with the world of inflation, what's going on in the world of the stock market. This is a full deep dive into Carter Loesch's mind. So strap in, get ready. As you know, this episode is always brought to you by CharmND. CharmND, hold a piece of Notre Dame in your hands. Products that I built, that I created, where you have a bigger piece of Notre Dame. If you can't tell, I'm a Notre Dame fan. Yeah, right here, right here, right here, right here. Now, Notre Dame isn't everything, but it's a lot of things. And we'll obviously talk a little bit about Notre Dame, but we're going to get into what's going on in the world, what 2025 is like. I've had on some really cool guests lately, and it's just made me want to share some things about myself, what my New Year's resolutions were, what I'm doing to get myself better, even get into some of like the relationship side of things, some of the issues and some of the great things, some of the, not so good things. But I'm here and I'm excited to kind of get back into this, Luckies. There's so many exciting things kind of on the horizon, and I want to be able to make this a more interactive and more engaging sort of podcast. I want to be a podcaster that fits in with what you guys want and can also be spread. And I usually do share my views. I share how I'm feeling. I share what I'm thinking. And I'd just really appreciate any sort of insights or thoughts that you have. So we're gonna get into it. There's a lot of things that I wrote down. But the first thing I gotta say, I'm recording this on March 4th. Tomorrow is March 5th, and that is my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. You're the best dad in the entire world. I love you more than anything. You are a phenomenal father, a role model, a person that I can go to for anything. And it's crazy. I don't know if you guys have this with your parents, but as I've gotten older, as I've grown up, I've come to appreciate and love my parents so much more than I ever did before. I don't think I was able to have that gravity of appreciation towards them. But as I've gotten older, they've become my friends, they've become my confidants. I can make jokes with them. I just feel so much more comfortable with my parents in knowing that in the things that I've accomplished and the things that I want to accomplish, they're truly there for me. Um, and I think that that's so important. And if you are struggling with a parent or things like that, just know that they love you so much. And if you're not struggling with a parent, tell me that you also like see this too. Like, yeah, no duh, Carter, of course. It's amazing. It is so cool to be able to have people that support me. Now, don't get me wrong, family is always crazy. There's always different dynamics that you have to deal with and all of that. But thank God that you get to deal with that. That you don't have to, you get to. And I am just so thankful for my dad. He is always there. He's always ready to talk some sports. He's always ready to give me some advice. He's always ready to see and support me. And I'm just super thankful for him. And I hope that one day I am half as good of a father as he is, because he has led our family to huge heights and he's just solid and consistent. I think that's one thing that I don't know if I'm always solid and consistent. I'm pretty consistent, like I am who I am, but there's different areas where I think he is him and he's so happy being him. And I love him for that. And I'm thankful for that because I know who I'm getting. And there's something really beautiful about consistency. So thank you, Dad. Happy birthday. You deserve the world. I'll be taking you out to lunch when I get back here. But I guess that moves into when I get back here, I'm moving back to Charlotte, North Carolina. At the end of this month, Actually, at the beginning of April. It's not going to be an April Fool's joke, but my lease is up on April 6th, and I've already taken over Texas. Texas, done. Dunzo. Houston, you've been a ride. You've been one of the best experiences of my entire life. This has been first place that I've ever lived on my own. This has been the first time I ever owned a pet, a Lolo. Like, some of the greatest things of my entire life happened here. And some of the biggest learning experiences of my entire life have happened here. I am literally so grateful to say that I've been in Texas. It's like the next chapter of my life, from New Jersey to North Carolina to Ohio, studying abroad in Berlin, then moving out and finishing school, moving to Atlanta, living there for 3 years, going up to South Bend, Indiana, doing grad school there, and then taken on Texas. And who would have known where this world would have gone? And sometimes you have your regrets, and sometimes, oh, I should have done that. Oh, I should have worked on that. Or, oh, that didn't go so well. But, oh, baby, did it show me how to be stronger and more of a believer in myself, which I really do not think I had as much. I mean, it started off really bad. Like, moving to Houston, I started this job that was astronomical money. That was moving into a consultant position that had horrible reviews. Align Group, you suck. But moving into a company where people were just not the right kind of people. They were not growing the good in business. Shout out Notre Dame. And you know what? I'm okay with it, because you know what it did? It pushed me to my limits. I got depressed there. I went through a really hard time. I was also, my girlfriend was long distance. That caused a lot of anxiety, living so far away from home, not being able to have all these different pieces come together. And it really caused a strain in my life. 3 months in, I left that job. I said, I'm out. I said, I can't do this anymore. This is not the right spot for me. God was telling me that this is not where I'm supposed to be. And you know what? I I was at rock bottom. It was the first time in my life that I seriously thought about harming myself. Now, if anybody ever has that, or suicide prevention hotline, go talk to them. But it was scary. I was unhappy. I was really going through such a hard time. And then I found Kahuna. And I started this at the beginning of November, or the beginning of December of 2024. And since then, I've come into my own, working in sales, working on the manufacturing side. I am salt of the earth, people. I am salt of the earth, helping out people in skills management software for the biggest manufacturing clients in the world. And you know what? This new challenge, I jumped on it. I hopped in. I said, let's do it. And it became something so special, so cool, somewhere where I had found my true calling. Truth be told, when I was in Atlanta, I was at Triage Consulting Group. Triage Triage was a great company for a first job to go to. Like, it was really good for a first job, because there was so many young people. It was exciting. It was moving, but it was like coding. I'm not a coder, okay? I'm just straight up not a coder. Like, they're like doing SQL and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I figured it out. I started to learn, but it took me some time. The maturity level, I didn't have the maturity level. I still have a lot more maturity and things to go, but the maturity level was just not there. And it was hard for me. I ended up doing very well. Went a couple years, moved over to a position where I was doing different revenue cycle for different hospitals, and it turned into cloud med. So there were changes within the hospital, but I was in Atlanta. It was the first time living outside of college, taking over Atlanta. Had a really, really amazing experience of making friends, but also kind of being in my own way. And as much as I'm an outgoing person, I truly do love being able to be on my own and stuff. So I had to figure out that kind of idea in that world of who am I, what am I trying to accomplish, and why am I trying to accomplish it. Then I moved over to Clarify Health, which that was like, holy shit, I'm the shit. Like, I I'm moving to this San Francisco based company. I'm doing implementation. I got this degree. Got to know this guy from Denison. We're gonna start moving. And the first 6 months, the first 4 months were really tough because it was back to some of the implementation side of things, but I didn't have a good manager. Now, it always goes two ways, right? It's always back and forth. It's always figuring out what's going on in your ability to communicate with your manager, but also what's the objective. This guy had just come in when I had come in, so he had no idea what he was doing. And of course, I'm being matched up with a guy that was more of a talker than anything. Fleming, Paul, Paul, a little British guy, which he looks so much smaller on camera than he actually was in real life. Like he was actually like 6'1", but he looked like his demeanor was like a 5'8" dude. Like just a British dude. Smart guy, went to Penn, but smart for bullshitting. Like just really good at bullshitting. And I actually got put on a performance improvement plan. Like I remember I was working on University of Washington system, and the files that were given to me and the files that I had when I was trying to do all these CSVs and VLOOKUPs, not great at Excel, people, not great on the computer, were difficult. They were tough to do, and the files were not getting implemented and done. And so I ended up having to sit down and like walk through everything. And you know what happened in the next 6 months? I started to kill it. I started to do astronomically well. Or it was actually for the next year. I was hitting every single goal, building out these systems, doing implementations for HCA, for um, value based care, for referral programs. And I started to actually like do very, very well. And so the last 5, 6 months, I then got into Notre Dame and I decided to go. But that was where I started to feel that little bit of confidence. I started to get my growth rate there. Tough to leave, but had to leave for Notre Dame. Like there was no way I wasn't going to go to Notre Dame and do that. Like that is my dream, that is my ability. And then I was at Notre Dame, and Notre Dame was the opening of who I am and in my passion. I literally became exactly who I wanted to be and who I could be. By becoming vice president, by starting this podcast, by building out CharmND, following the passions, like being me, because Notre Dame is so core to my heart, and it gave me the opportunities to go be who I wanted to be, and it has for every single person that has gone there. Now, some people feel like, hey, it's separated them out a little bit, or they haven't had that ability to do it just yet. But Notre Dame is not a place that stops you from anything. It is a place that wants you to succeed, and I felt it. I felt the growth. I felt the ability. I made lasting relationships with friends that I know that I'll have for the rest of my life. Going to football games, just doing things right and giving back to the community. I put my heart out on the line for that school, and we had the best year ever. I know we did. It was phenomenal. Now, I ended up dating the president, and then things get a little saucy there. What's happening to the administration? Where's the money being spent? And people get fucking butthurt. I'm not gonna lie. People get butthurt about being like, oh, is that ethical? What are you talking about ethical? It's just a budget for Notre Dame. It was being spent on every single activity that was going on at Notre Dame. And then you have Alex in that, where he was my co-host, which if you've listened to earlier episodes, wonderful. But the man did absolutely nothing. And this isn't a place for me to bag on people and be like, oh, you're this and that. But Alex is a co-host. That's what he was. He didn't want to advance any further, and he didn't. So we didn't. And he started to get angry about it. He hung out with people that I didn't want to associate with. You are who you hang out with, people. And so I ended up being able to take this on my own. And look at where we've gone. But I digress. And I'm not getting into this or that. Best of luck to you, Alex, wherever you are in this wonderful, wonderful world. But anyway, go to Notre Dame, start this amazing journey and do all this. I graduate and I get this job and Alliant Group, and I'm dating Olivia. She's moving to Oklahoma. I'm gonna be in Texas. We're not gonna be that far from each other. And then this job kills me. It hurts me. It pulls me down. People just weren't able to support me and want the best for me, and everything was just dagger, 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 wrong, wrong, bad, nope, just completely disregarded and no respect. And I guess that's maybe the Texas way. I guess that's how they do it here in Texas. But man, it was it was so tough. And I felt like everybody would want to jump over each other to get where they wanted to go. And that is not how a business should be. Some businesses do operate that way. Some consulting places operate that way. But I should have been more ready for it because of the price tag and the amount of money. Um, and the hours. And I think I wanted to tell myself that I could do that. Doesn't mean I didn't want to work, but it was just the way that this work was being done was so demoralizing and it hurt me to my core. And I decided to leave. And then I found this job and I will tell you what, Kahuna has been a blessing in my life. Now, Kahuna, I've explained it before, it means wise teacher. It has taught me so much about myself. It has taught me so much about my work ethic. It has taught me so much about people coming together to build something that is real for each other. And I feel that. Like, this company, 6 years old, has some of the biggest clients that of companies that you would think of in the energy space, in the healthcare space, and now we're moving in the manufacturing space. It's been 13, 14.
Ayo, this episode of Luck Management is brought to you by Charm ND. Love thee, Notre Dame Lucky Charms. I love Notre Dame, and when I went to school there, I wanted to have a way of holding a piece of Notre Dame in your hand. And the first iteration came from small little tubes and filling up with pieces from around Notre Dame, and it's evolved into a really cool and wonderful business that I truly cherish. And now we have necklaces, we have keychains, we have earrings, and we have bracelets. All of these pieces are from Notre Dame. So in our keychains, we have soil from Notre Dame's campus with 24 karat gold flakes. We have AstroTurf from the Notre Dame football stadium and wood shavings from the old seats of Notre Dame Stadium, a true classic of history and tradition of the Notre Dame football way. We also have gold helmets that are painted with the same gold that they use on the Notre Dame football helmets and from the Golden Dome, straight gold from the Golden Dome. All these pieces are so incredible to me, and I hope that you all enjoy them. And you can find me on charm_ND on Instagram, or you can go to our Etsy shop, which is Charm ND Store on Etsy. So please give it a check out and love the Charm ND.
Months that I've been here, and it's been slow. It takes its time, but we're starting to see deals roll in. We're starting to get it going. We're starting to vibe, and we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it big. And the beauty of it is that I found people that I can trust in work. I found people that trust me in work. I found people that give me the autonomy to be the best that I can be and know that I'm getting very, very good at bringing in this division or bringing in this work. And I know that I'm constantly learning and that they want me to be there because it's a beneficial relationship back and forth, you know? And so I I love my manager. I love the guys that I work with. I love these people because it's given me the opportunity to be me and to be in sales. I've always been meant for sales, but for some reason I tried to stick into other roles that just didn't work for me. Like just didn't make any sense. And now I am truly where I'm supposed to be and talking to the people that I need to talk to. And sky's the limit, honestly. This company is going to the moon. It's going to the fucking moon, okay? See the moon right there? And then, I'm gonna put like a moon graphic. It's going to the moon. And I truly believe in what we're doing. It's skills management. It's luck management at the end of the day. It's the hard work that you put in so that better outcomes happen. So it's the hard work that you put on the front line of putting in a software and being able to understand what your team is doing so that you have and warrant more success. It is me. Luck management is skills management. It's all connected. So I've hopped into a business development space that I can be me and that I can talk to these amazing companies and that I can make these relationships for lasting moments. Things that are just not futile. Hey, let's get a deal done. And you know what? I'm still learning too. This is my first sales job. So how that works on the front end, what sort of value I can provide, how I reach out more or silo of relationships, things like that. And now I truly feel like we're getting into the spot of where we need to be. So I've hit quotas of that people haven't ever hit before. I'm hitting records and I'm going to continue hitting records because I love this company. I love what we stand for and I love what we're doing. Um, and I guess on that, I wasn't going to talk about Kahuna early, but here we are. This is a space where this is really good in a bad economy and a good economy. People say healthcare is like, oh, good or bad, people are still dying. Kind of like this. I work with a lot of the manufacturers, but good or bad economy, you need skills management. So good economy, you need to expand and you need to grow and you need to understand where your business is succeeding and where it's failing. Also, if it's not good in the economy, how do you internalize and make your core business stronger? We fit for everything. And if you think that companies aren't going to be doing skills management in the future or that they're not doing some sort of skills initiative, it, it's literally getting rid of DEI. Like that's what it's doing. It's basing the work off of merit. No longer are you just pussyfooting around just being like, "Oh yeah, I did a little bit of work or I'm here because of this." No. Are you skilled in this? Are you able to do this? And can you get the job done? Like the people that want to refute that and go against it, like what is wrong with you? Oh, because people will lose jobs. Should they have that job if they don't know what they're doing? If they can't produce? Hmm. Now, the same is to be said for like me against AI. Like if AI beats me and does a better job than me, then AI fucking beats me and does a better job than me. That doesn't mean I'm not going to work my ass off to make sure that I am where I need to be and where I beat them and where I get that competitive advantage. It's like there's this level of like complacency and being tired. America's all about hustle. So hustle hard and compete because there's nothing guaranteed here. There are no guarantees. Yes, I've been lucky in those moments, but if I did not hop onto those opportunities and become the best person that I need to be, then I would not be where I am today. So you get put into these opportunities, and if you don't take them, this is what happens. You lose them. You don't use it. If you don't use it, you lose it. The 40-year-old virgin. Like, so, I don't know, all this to say, I made the decision to move home. And I'm so excited about going home. It feels like the first kind of decision I've made in a long, no, I guess not a long time, but it feels like a real decision of focusing on my family and trying to build for the future. Everything has kind of felt like a small chapter in my life, and it doesn't mean my life's ending or anything, but I'm deciding to be like, I want to be back in North Carolina, closer to my parents, closer to my brother, closer to my sister, closer to my roots. I want to be around the people that love and support me more than ever before. I don't know. I don't think I ever was inherently doing it, but why would I want to be separated from them? Why would I not want to enjoy and appreciate and have those moments with them that mean the most? Family is everything to me. Family is everything to Notre Dame. Family is everything to a lot of people. A lot of people have really tough families, and I have dealt with so many people. You know who you are, that have fucked up families, like bad families, and with good reason they run away. Like, thank the fucking Lord that they got out of there, because it doesn't matter how far they go, they're still tormented by it. I am not. I am blessed by having a wonderful family. My family is there for me. They want the best for me, and they will support me in what I want to do. But I'm getting the opportunity to hang out with my parents, to go on trips with my brother and his sister, and to be with my sister and her fiance before they get married, and be with my brother and his wife, and understand their lives, and be in depth with it, and know that whatever they're doing, I'm there too. And I can give my perspectives, and it's built in friends. I've I have plenty of friends. It's not a humble brag. That's not like a crazy thing. I got a lot of friends in a lot of different places. Some amazing relationships. Super super thankful for them. But like, I want to be I want to be best friends hanging out with the fam. Like, those are my people. Those are literally my people. Um, just excited for Sunday dinner. Excited for going to meet lunch with them. And also expanding the market into North Carolina, taking it over, being my own man and saying Kahuna should be in North Carolina and up and down the East Coast, and we're gonna get it there. We are going to get it there. So I'm so excited for that. And I'm also really excited for Lolo. Like, Lolo gets the opportunity to be around my sister's dog, my brother's dog, my parents' dogs. She gets a backyard. She's going to be running around, enjoying life. Just gives her the moment where she gets to move out of an apartment. And I've met some amazing, wonderful people here, like friends that I will have forever. But I want a better life for my dog, and I want a better life for me. And no one ever says, "Oh, why are you leaving?" No, I guess some people do that because they don't understand. But I'm doing this for me, and I'm just happy about it. I'm excited to say this is where I want to be. And who knows? I may go somewhere else in 2 years. But my parents are getting older, there's big events happening, and frankly, all the vacations that I take are to go home anyway. Like the big holidays, all these different things. I spend most of my money going home, and I love being home. Why am I spending that money there when I can be going and taking trips, and expanding, and doing things that are important to me? So, not that I was ever thinking in the wrong way, but I needed these moments here and at these crazy levels to understand it's time for me to go back. I'm about to take over Charlotte. You better be ready. Notre Dame Club of Charlotte, better be ready. Pickleball in Charlotte, better be ready. Future tacos, better be ready. It better be good. Future crawfish restaurant, maybe I'll start a crawfish restaurant because I am obsessed with crawfish here. Better be ready. Um, yeah, I think this will also be an ultimate moment of where I probably will settle down, because your boy hasn't settled down. Um, your boy has done multiple relationships and has never fully given it the full go. And I'm excited to kind of say, hey, I'm here. You feel planted. So when you're planted here, you're able to do that. Um, you know, I am going to miss Houston a lot. There are some true, wonderful people here that mean a lot to me. I have neighbors here. My neighbor Shauna, she's like 60-year-old divorced woman. She's always bringing me food. She's so sweet. She would take the shirt off her back for me. Now I miss my own apartment. I'm gonna have my own house, but I miss my own apartment. I'm gonna miss some of my Notre Dame friends that I made here. I miss the gyms and things like that. But that can all be replaced, and that can all be replicated in terms of like the facilities, not the people. Because those are friends that I'm going to see forever. I'm going to be back in Houston probably every month or every 2 months. So I'm not going anywhere at the end of the day. Houston is still here. I will miss the food. And one thing I will say is I'll miss some of the faith. Now, I'm Catholic, and I have become a person that loves to go to different churches. I love trying out different churches, seeing what the world is like, and getting into um, the ideas of what faith means to me. And faith to me is music. And you know what? In this year, almost 2 years of living in Houston, uh, and everyone is hates me for it. Not everyone hates me for it, but they roll their eyes. And you know what? It's their prerogative. That's how they do. I love going to Joel Osteen. I love going to Joel Osteen. His services, the music there, the people, the the fanfare of it all. It's freaking gorgeous. It's freaking beautiful. They do a wonderful service. He gives great motivation. He talks about the Lord. He gives you roadmaps to becoming a better person, and he allows you to be accepted in the eyes of the God. And some people have their own preferences and all that. But I've loved that here. And I hope I can bring that faith back. Or I hope I can find that faith in a Catholic church or in a closer community where I could be connected. But it's like the perfect amount of church for me. It provides me what I need in a church. Not necessarily reading the Bible every 5 seconds, but reading the Bible in a way that translates to my life. And that's okay. Some people are gonna argue like you shouldn't translate the Bible to your life. Sorry, this is the life that I'm living. How do I associate it to that? Um, his story, right? But I am gonna miss that faith, and I'm super thankful for the confidence and ability that Joel Osteen has provided me. It's given me a chance to grow in myself. It's given me a chance to build my faith in a different way, from going from Bible studies to checking out different churches to thinking about what other people think. And it's cool to find something that I actually felt like mine. Um, and there's so many things here in Houston that I felt have become mine that I I feel like I'm ready to let go of too. In saying that, living on my own, and I still will be living on my own, but like I'm so excited to bring into these new opportunities and these new ages of the Carter Loesch era, the luck management era in Charlotte. Like, I'm okay that I have to leave this church and find faith somewhere else. I've always started over in my life in a lot of different things. Sometimes I have chosen to, and sometimes I've been forced to. And good or bad, I am so grateful and so thankful that I had to go through those moments, and I'm still going through those moments, and I will continue to go through those moments. So it gives me a lot of resolve. It gives me excitement for the future. Now, this is a long episode. We're only 32 minutes in. I mean, not only that's actually a pretty long time that I've just been ranting on for 30 minutes, but I got stuff to say. Um, some of it kind of wild, some of it not so as much wild. Um, take a 5 second break and just talk about Charm ND then. So I got these new products. I have so many cool products out there. Like I actually think they're so cool. Maybe it's because I create them and I have my hands on them and I'm building them out and stuff like that. But I have like this new key to Notre Dame Stadium. I have this new key to the Golden Dome. Where the literal motel keychains with the writing on them, and then they have the gold helmet from the paint that's used on the actual freaking football helmets, and then a little shamrock that says Irish. Like I love the design, and I think it's for everyone. It's something a little bit, something a little bit for everybody, and I love these pieces from around campus. I love the pieces from the earring side of things, the bracelets. It's Notre Dame spirit. And so I'm grateful for all the people that have bought. Um, it's the fact that I get to share that with you really means a lot to me. And that I've gotten so many good reviews and that people appreciate the products and things that I'm building. And I will continue to do so. So I'm so incredibly grateful. And so go check out Charm ND. It's on Etsy. I gotta work on getting like a shop up and stuff like that. I've done enough to probably not get like infringed upon by the University of Notre Dame, but who knows? Who freaking knows? On the other side, trying to get Guinness on. If somebody wants to like help me be a manager or like wants to like work with me on some of this stuff, I would so appreciate it. Like we could do some cool marketing. I'll pay you. Like let's take this to the freaking moon. Let's get Guinness, let's get Teeling whiskey, let's get all the big guests on. Like let's ride this into the sunset. So any Notre Dame fans that wants to be a part of it, I'm down. Maybe even getting a new host. Might be doing it with my brother in the future. So there's a lot of exciting things. So Charm&D moved into what the future of LMP is, but LMP and Charm&D are so intertwined that that's what you get, right? But yeah, I think just a quick like state of the union right now of just how I see the world and where I'd like to see the world sort of going, or my perspective, the Loesch perspective, Carter science, Carter law, Carter business. Um, I've been talking so much. I'm gonna get a sip of water. So March 4th, everybody's like, "Oh, the economy, oh, Trump, oh, the worst in the world." First off, let's just like look at the things that he's done. Let's talk about border security. So he has brought down border crossings. There's been 8,000 border encounters since Trump took office, when there was over 120,000 a month when Biden was president. He let in millions and millions of people, and now we've secured the border. And everybody, how can you not support that? How can you not support not letting illegal people come in? Yes, of course, on the job and cheap labor. But do we want cheap labor on this side? Yes, maybe. See, the Democrats are always like, "Oh, I'm the college educated person," because they just want to exploit people. Like they want to have everything be as cheap as possible so that they can kind of create their business and create this microcosm where they act like they care about the poor individual when really it's just pushing them down. It's it's this, oh yeah, of course, we want to give this to everyone, but they're taking the most out of everything. So in terms of the immigration, the way that they look at it is that if they let in all of these people, they're probably going to vote Democrat. And so when we say, or as a Republican or right-leaning people say they want to get out the illegals and the criminals, I get it. If you're an upstanding citizen and you're doing the right things, I think that's awesome. I thank you for contributing to our country. While at the same time, there are rules and there are laws. And I have to follow the law. I have to make sure that I pay my taxes. I have to make sure that I am not causing issues to society. And if you are, you should be taken out of the country, not taken out. But you need to have this system, or else you have nothing. Like people get all so butthurt or angry about religion. Like you're not supposed to take religion 100% as it is, but it gives you the framework. So we need to have these frameworks and these ideas around it that can give you the security and stability to go forward. It gives you a basis. And so but what these Democrats want is they want to keep in all of these people so that they stay Democrat, and then they end up being able to control everything. So I get it. And it feels like, oh, they wouldn't be coming if it wasn't so bad. They are coming because they're being told it's so easy to come. Why shouldn't it be hard to come into America? This is the greatest country on this earth. That's what everybody believes. That's what everybody thinks. Not everybody believes it. I get it. European countries, they think we're losers and all these other things. But why can't we believe that we're the best country in the world? Like, it's amazing that we're rounding up the criminals, the the bad actors, and we're getting them out of our country. There's nothing wrong with that. I believe it and I fully support it. Then, in terms of the Ukraine war, so I think we don't want to talk about obvious facts. I think it's good and bad on both sides, but the Ukraine war, this war needs to end because we're just spending $350 billion to Ukraine while no other country has spent even a fraction of that. Well, they've spent a fraction. They've spent 100 billion. Like, European countries have spent 100 billion on keeping Ukraine in the war, while we have spent $365 billion. And they are across the pond so far away. And it's like, oh no, you don't want Russia to win. You don't want Russia to do this. It actually happened many, many years ago when they started to build out NATO and push up on Russia. And so you have all of these conflicting people going back and forth, and there's just people dying, like the senseless dying. So when you get mad at Trump, being like, oh, he doesn't want to support democracy and things like that, he just doesn't want people to die. And you know what? This is finally actually having a president that can actually make something happen and become allies with Russia. What is actually wrong with becoming allies with Russia? Like, we could actually have diplomacy and work with a country that can change our world. So,
Ayo Luckies. This episode is brought to you by Charm ND. Charm ND, hold a piece of Notre Dame in your hands. This year, I've gone on a quest to make sure that you guys are able to have the best Notre Dame products that feel like you're on campus, that you're in the spirit, and that you enjoy, and get a piece of Notre Dame. And so I have added a couple new things to the repertoire, from earrings, bracelets, keychains, all that. But our newest one is the Motel keychain, where it's a key to Notre Dame Stadium with a golden helmet and a shamrock. And then it's also a key to the Golden Dome. So get your novelty pieces, get your pieces ready for St. Patrick's Day coming up. And this always supports the podcast. So thank you very much. And love thee, Charm ND. Let's get back to the show.
well, I just think at this point, at this point, we need to get out of the wars. We can't be spending that much money. Let's focus on our own country. Let's focus on the border policies, things like that. Next thing I want to talk about is tariffs. I believe in the tariffs. I think it's awesome. So everyone's like, why are we starting these wars, trade wars with all these different countries that are normally our friends? Sure. They are so angry and they're so mad about it because have the most to lose. They are losing so much more than what we would be losing. And why not have America be winning? Why not have America get the most out of its deals instead of giving up to literally everyone? What we got to do, and what is happening, is Canada exports over 30% of their goods to the United States. Mexico exports over 40% of their goods to the United States. So huge margins. Exports to Mexico and Canada for the United States only make up 2%, 2 of our GDP. So we're getting charged 100%, 300%, 50%, 60%, all these tariffs on the United States to send our products up there, and we just allow all these products to come in. Like, there's gotta be some fairness. And of course, that's what's made us great, because we can have everything and do all this, and it creates a stimulus. But if we're just trillions of dollars in debt and people aren't paying their fair share, as in, oh, you're not actually contributing to our economy, but we allow you to win off of our economy. Why do you not want your country to win? Why do you not want them to succeed? Oh no, we have to give all this aid, or we need to be diplomats. No, we don't. Why do we care about anyone else but ourselves? And now that's selfish and individualistic, but I'm not just saying ourselves, but our own people. Give it to our country. Make that money so that we don't have to spend on taxes that is going to diplomatic programs and aid programs and these bureaucracy programs that are just wasting money, just building trillions of dollars of debt. How can you be okay with trillions of dollars of debt that at one point something needs to happen? And everybody just goes and says, oh, the economy is horrible now. Like, oh, we're hopping into a recession. Short term gain for long. Said that wrong. Short term pain for long term gain. So there's going to be an issue in the short term. There's going to be a correction, because Biden and all the Democrats didn't just throw money at absolutely everything for 4 years and just let everything run rampant. Whatever. They're like, oh, see it, spend it. That's just not okay. It's fiscal responsibility was thrown out the window, and that's absolutely asinine to see. And I'm disappointed by our political system and the amount of money that just gets disregarded. There needs to be accountability. And so, ah, dang, I hit that thing off. Tannenbaum Jewelers. We got like little crystals in here. It's pretty sick. Um, I just don't understand. Like, yeah, it hurts in the near term. They're like, oh, 60% of maple syrup comes into America from Canada. Don't fucking buy maple syrup then. Oh, avocados are 80% comes from America. I love avocados. I love guacamole. You know what? I can deal without some avocados once in a while. I'm okay with that. Oh, energy. We have the most liquid gold underneath our feet. We are the richest country in the entire world. Why do we have to just fawn over and allow for this? Now, I'm not saying take them over, but make them pay their fair share and actually appreciate America for the things that we do provide and the things that we do give them. And you may say, how do you have the right to do that? I'm sorry, buddy. We're the ones who are making the rules here. We have said it for years and years, and we're taking it back. It's okay. Yeah, and you're gonna get angry about it because you don't have you don't have that extra scoop of ice cream you used to always have. Guess what? You need to lose some weight. Yes, yo, I can't get over the border no more. Like, yeah, sorry, dude. We put up a wall. Make it a little tougher. Maybe you need a little discipline. You need a little stress in your life. Yeah, I'll make you a little bit more inventive instead of just relying on a government to tell you how it is or how it should be. So I digress. I know I'm sporadic in all these ideas, but what he's doing is good. What he's doing is actually good. And yeah, there might be a short-term recession and everyone's going to get angry and stuff like that. But you know what? You're going to fight back, and it's going to actually push you to be better. The dawn is always the what does that go? The night is always darkest before the dawn. The dawn is always, yeah, one of those. I'm not always great up on my terminology, but like, you have to go through some shit to be the best that you can be. You have to go through some of these tough times to get where you want to go. And maybe it sounds like I'm a callous person, but this is how it should be. So, um, not gonna get into like the DEI sort of stuff as much because I do feel for some people in that respect. I think everyone should be respected, but yeah. Um, but these tariffs make sense. And so those are the three things that I wanted to kind of highlight there. And it gives us resolve that a country is actually fighting for itself. Now, people argue that what America are you fighting for? I don't know. Last 4 years, it wasn't an America I was fighting for as much. And now the party and team that I support more so is being fought for, and I like to see those wins. It's nice to see. Um, I don't know how Democrats could be so okay with allowing illegals, with just giving away all of our money, because these Democrats they have to act like they're holier than thou or they're better than everybody, and that's just not the case. So I I like what's happening. I like what we're doing. We're gonna end the wars. We're gonna keep the borders safe, and we're gonna make people pay their fair share so that America can prosper. That we get the tax cuts. That more businesses want to be here. That billions and trillions of dollars flow into the United States instead of flowing out of the United States. Instead of seeing homeless people on our own streets, we are actually taking them in and helping them and lifting them up. That's what this is all about, and this is what it should be about. Um, yeah. A couple things. Um, I came up with. I guess the podcast is just like the white version of a rapper. So I guess I'm the white version of a rapper now. Um, as a podcaster, I can't really spit any beats too much. I got a couple neighbors that are absolutely incredible at it, but I've never been one to spit a beat too much. Um, I've also been going to the gym with no headphones. That's kind of crazy, but I actually like it. Like, I'm actually blown away by how many people just have things in their ears, and I get it. You want to have those moments of your own separation so you can do your own work, but nobody listens to each other. Everybody's in their own world. It's actually really messed up. Like, I want to bring forth an idea that once a month, or fuck it, once a week, you should have no headphone day. Like everybody has to do it with no headphones, and people need to talk to each other, and they need to become friends. Like at Lifetime, you see these people that are just doing their own thing in their own world. Like I get it, you want to have a good workout, but like you're in a place. Like, aren't you going to that place to be seen and be with people? Like, go do that. I'm blown away by it. And Apple and Bose and all those companies have done such a good job of bringing us in. And I still wear headphones. I still will do that because I want to listen to music or I'm going on a walk and I want to have my own separation of things. But it's actually absurd and asinine how much we are separating ourselves from the world. Um, I'm trying to give myself and show myself to the world and show you guys who I am and what I am. Some might get angry at that. Some might say, "Oh, why are you doing that? Why are you overexposing this or that?" No, it's transparency, and it's like I want to grow with you. I want you to be able to learn maybe something from me. I want to learn something from you. I want us to be able to be on a level playing field. So, and then I will say I finished The Power of Intention. I was reading that book. Absolutely loved it. Gave me so many good ideas. Just being like you are the change that you seek in the world. You are the person that you want to be and are meant to be. And if you want to get something done, it's all about being high energy over low energy. It's not allowing these things to suck you in and bring you down. And when you are connected to an earth where you're not trying to separate, that's when you start growing. And I think you should. And I'm actually reading Thinking Fast and Slow, which is like the longest, craziest book that I've ever read. but I highly recommend it. It's all about system one thinking and system two thinking. So it's about thinking deeper in our ideas of how the world actually is than how what we see how things operate. So it's all these different heuristic effects. So um, everything always reverts back to the mean. Um, somebody could be amazing in sports and they end up on the cover, and then everyone always says, "Oh, that's the Madden curse." No, it's just they were heightened up to the highest level by getting onto the cover. Of course, they're going to go down, or of course, they're not going to operate on that exact level. Everything kind of reverts to the mean, unless you're an absolute god. But it's all about system one and system two thinking. So system one is what we immediately think. So something hits us, or we see something on the news, we read something, we automatically, because of our heuristics and who we are, we look at it as it is and make our own assumptions very quickly. Like, boom, we made the decision. System two takes in the environment that we have, but also the outside factors that are impacting those things. So something that pops up on the news, oh, okay, I've actually traveled to that area. I know a little bit more about that area. I know that the context there and the cultural aspects of it completely change and completely uh, move the idea of what this actually means. So it's pretty cool. Um, it's a long book, but it's really really amazing, and it's all about risk aversion and loss aversion. How we hate our losses more than we get our wins, and just how we think as human beings. I highly recommend it to anyone, and if anybody has any book recommendations, please let me know. Um, Coming up on an hour here. This is pretty wild. So I am going to finish off with some of my New Year's resolutions that I have written down. Um, so I have places that I want to go to. I'd love to go to Lost Lands. I'd like to go to the Vegas Sphere. If anyone could hook it up, let's go. And I'd like to go to Italy. Um, I am a self-proclaimed pizza guy, so I want to get some pizza in Italy and eat some pasta in Italy. I completed dry January. That was amazing. I did not do it in February. I actually popped off a little in February. Um, Thinking about maybe doing it for Lent, but I don't know. Um, I'd like to boost some of my Charm sales. You know, if you guys want Charm go get some Charm have a piece of Notre Dame in your hand. And I'd like to get to 150 episodes. This episode, I think, will be 111 or 112, which, are you kidding me? That's crazy. That's crazy. So I'd like to be able to do that. Maybe get some more sponsorships on the podcast. And then kind of personal. Well, not I guess not really personal, but I'd like to have my own garden. So when I move back to North Carolina, I'm going to work on making myself my own garden. That would be kind of cool. Um, just getting better at work, getting more. And then I wanted to let you know for Lent here. They say always giving up stuff. Might be giving up pizza again, unless I go to when I go to Chicago. I don't think I'm gonna give up pizza, but that's lasagna, so it's fine. But I'm going to be still quitting nicotine, which I talked about in the last episode. It's so hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. And I've been addicted since I was 16 years old. And getting over that addiction is one of the hardest things. And anybody that's going through addiction, whether it's a mind altering, whether it's a alcohol, whether it's something that can kill you immediately or something that takes years and years to kill you, this addiction runs deep, and it's really changed my life. And I'm honestly loving the struggle. I'm actually really appreciating and happy to be able to say, like, I am going through this. I am working to change something that I've just allowed or succumbed to for almost half my life. So I really do ask for any support, or if any of you are dealing with it, please reach out to me. Please let me know. Like let's talk about it. Like let's kind of explore what that meant, or what this means to you, and how you can actually get better because of it. Because I it still sucks. Like, I still want nicotine all this time. Like, it's Fat Tuesday. I had a piece of nicotine gum. Like, sue me. Fat Tuesday. It's fine. But I'm working through it. I'm trying to go through the hard stuff. Like, I want to go through the hard stuff. I'm so tired of just having to do the same thing every single time, expecting a different result. Now I'm making these life decisions, and these life decisions, they snowball and they grow and they allow me to be more of me in the end. So, um, yeah, I'm also gonna try and meditate every day and write every day. So I did some writing for setting up this episode, and meditation, like maybe that's Wim Hof, maybe that's more breathing side. But I have a challenge for you. If you DM me either on Carter Loesch on my Instagram or Luck Management, Luck underscore management on Instagram, I think that's what it is. Yeah. Or even on Charmandy. If any of you actually reach out to me and tell me one thing you're working on for your resolutions, or if you are doing Lent, if you respond to this and say, Carter, I'm doing this, I will send you a free t-shirt. So this is a little Easter egg coming up on an hour. This is the Easter egg of how do I get a free luck management t-shirt, which is right up there. It's a sick t-shirt, made them all myself. If the value on those bad boys, woo, watch out. And I'll send it to you. So I just want to hear those things. I want to make this more interactive, and see if you have any sort of questions or thoughts, and how we could work through it together. So coming up, yeah, we're about at an hour, and I think that's enough of me talking. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Luck management, just getting through this. I got lucky because I could just keep talking, but I'm managing my luck here, and I am thankful to all of you. There's so many cool, amazing things in the works in the future, and I am so excited. I'm energized. I'm amped, and I love that you listen. I truly, truly am so thankful that anybody listens. Even if you didn't, this is probably just good therapy for myself. So you can find us on Apple, you can find us on Spotify, you can find us on YouTube. But as always, keep living the luck management lifestyle. Peace.